Sports 105.3 The Fan.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
You're a serial entrepreneur. Business owners, are you aware that your current payroll provider is overcharging you? Don't believe me? Get on PatriotSoftware.com to instantly see what payroll for 1 to 500 employees should cost you. Also, don't fall for the gimmicks your current payroll provider will use to justify their higher prices, like bundling in extra HR services you really don't need. And don't let them lock you into an annual contract. Patriot Software doesn't make you sign an annual contract. These are just a few reasons our payroll customers rate us 4.9 out of 5 stars. Go to PatriotSoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll processing free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
After revamping the rotation and raising anticipation, the Texas Rangers season is near. So is your chance to grab Rangers single game tickets. Starting Friday, March 3rd, you can get tickets for all the 2023 home games except opening day. Every American League team and 8 National League teams are coming to the ballpark this season. The Rangers will be ready. You can be too. Make your plans at Rangers.com.
When buyers compete for your home, you win. And when you sell your home with Orchard, you get multiple competitive offers right from the start. First, your licensed Orchard agent could put your home in front of motivated cash buyers and investors. Next, their vast network of buyers competes for your home and submits serious cash offers. Then you compare your cash offers with what you could make on the open market, select the best offer, and make the most money. How much could Orchard get for your home? Compare multiple offers at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
It's been a long time coming, but the new XFL has arrived, and it is here to stay. We're pushing the action, the boundaries, and the limits of what's possible. We're making dreams come true, both on and off the field. This is for every player, every fan, every city, and it's a chance for everyone to be part of something bigger. The wait is over. Come experience the XFL. Your Arlington Renegades return to Choctaw Stadium against the Orlando Guardians, Sunday, March 5th at 3 p.m. Tickets on sale now. Visit xfl.com/tickets. That's xfl.com/tickets. Come out and cheer on your Renegades. Come experience the XFL.
This is a special notice to all U.S. taxpayers. It's good news for all Americans who owe back taxes to the IRS or state and struggling to pay them back. The IRS is now making it easier to settle delinquent tax problems through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative. Due to the financial hardship many are facing in this current economic downturn, qualifying for this program will settle your delinquent tax problem, involve collections, and may even reduce your back taxes by up to 99%. For this free information and to see if you qualify, call the hotline at the Tax Hardship Center by dialing 800-411-6406. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes and cannot afford to pay them, there's no need to worry. You may now qualify to settle your delinquent tax problem and save thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-411-6406. 800-411-6406. That's 800-411-6406.
Hi there, it's Pete Thompson from the Consumer Team. You know the #1 killer of air conditioning systems is dirt, dust, and debris that piles up over the winter. That's why I have the on-time experts at my home for a spring tune-up, and they're amazing. They completely took apart, cleaned, and reassembled my system for just $59. And get this, they guarantee I won't have a breakdown. I love this company, and you will too. TheOnTimeExperts.com. Call them today, TheOnTimeExperts.com.
After revamping the rotation and raising anticipation, the Texas Rangers season is near. So is your chance to grab Rangers single game tickets. Starting Friday, March 3rd, you can get tickets for all the 2023 home games except opening day. Every American League team and 8 National League teams are coming to the ballpark this season. The Rangers will be ready. You can be too. Make your plans at Rangers.com.
Cricket, stay with Cricket. Just like our customer Christine. I'm a director and a performer. I got a free phone from Cricket and I've used it to live stream 73 of my shows on social media. How do you like it? It's fabulous! Switch to Cricket. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A14 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
No customer paid for testimonial at a time. Must bring your number down $6 first month service charge and tax to its sale phone streams video and SD. 5G is not available everywhere. Fees, terms, and other restrictions apply. See radio and select all the details.
Grandma Yankee here for eBay Motors. You're driving along and some Nimrod cuts you off. You hit the horn. Jeez, it sounds like a goose in distress. Time to head over to eBay Motors. They have horns for every make and model, not to mention old bands, steering wheels, wiring, and more. 122 million parts. You can even go for an upgrade. That looks like Mr. Cutoff Man needs a new seat cover. Try eBay Motors, pal. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors, let's ride.
It's not easy, baby, but everyone counts on to keep your operation running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, Maria in Miami, and Jules in Troy, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you, with high-quality supplies for every industry, plus real-time product availability and access to experts ready to help. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I can't believe tax season is here already. Look at all this info I have to learn.
Phil's small accounting firm is growing in numbers.
Why didn't I take that typos test in high school?
A data entry specialist could really help him in a crunch.
I got blisters on my fingers.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to AutoZone.
What do you want to
Starting trouble. No one likes that. We'll get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we'll take care of that free of charge. But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $79.99. You can learn more about our battery selection at AutoZone.com. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination. Claim based on data from the NPDB 2021.
After revamping the rotation and raising anticipation, the Texas Rangers season is near. So is your chance to grab Rangers single game tickets. Starting Friday, March 3rd, you can get tickets for all the 2023 home games except opening day. Every American League team and 8 National League teams are coming to the ballpark this season. The Rangers will be ready. You can be too. Make your plans at Rangers.com.
RJ Chop here for Boomer Jacks, your official game day headquarters, and the place for the best deals in town. Daily drink specials, half-price wings on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and the best lunch deal you're going to find. They've got menu items for $8, every single lunch item out there. Where are you going to get an incredible burger like that and fries for just $8? I'll tell you where. Boomer Jacks, 17 DFW, Boomer Jacks location, an all-day, everyday happy hour, best TV setup in town. Find yours online, boomerjacks.com.
Get the Toy Stories exclusive podcast, video content, and much more 24/7 at 1053thefan.com. Here's Jim with the American Rangers on Stover. The fan and 20-game plans available. Choose your preset plans, great matchups, or create your own plan that works for you. Here for what's next, get your plan at Rangers.com/20game. Alright, so Evan Carter is going to join us here in a few minutes, busting some traffic on the way back from Camelback Ranch, where we are currently live. We're the only ones press box here at Camelback Ranch. The Rangers fell to the White Sox 5-4, walk-off win for the White Sox, but we'll chat with Evan here in a few minutes for sure. 877-881-1053, 877-881-1053. If you have any questions, to answer them. We'll go through the roster a little bit here in just a second. But just a reminder that tomorrow's game, which will start at the same time as today's game, Metroplex, our coverage will begin at 2 o'clock as the Rangers return to Surprise. And we will Reagan's against Jose Suarez. Is that the matchup with him? Whatever the case, our coverage begins at 2. right here at home. The Rangers 105.3 The Fan. I think it's the lefty Jose Suarez who will go to the Angels for Reagan to start for the Rangers. All right, so the roster. We'll try and get through some of it before Evan gives us a call. The catching spots with Jonah Heim and Mitch Garver. The question is that the Rangers want to carry a third catcher. And a lot of that comes down to whether the Rangers feel like Mitch Garver needs to be limited in his workload as a catcher to the degree in which they feel like they need someone else to help bridge the gap. Now, a few things. The Rangers and every other team this time of the year, they don't typically have a ton of flexibility on the 40-man roster. That's not to say they have none, but teams don't necessarily usually have a ton of flexibility. So to make a move on the 40-man roster for something that might only be necessary for a little bit of time is not something teams like to do. If, let's say, over a 6-game stretch, you plan on catching Mitch Garver twice and Jonah Heim 4 times, and maybe having Mitch DH 3 of the 4 games he doesn't catch, that seems like a workload that Mitch could sustain. I'm not a doctor, but that would seem to be the case. And the Rangers, when the regular season rolls around, have an off day for their first 3 full weeks. And then they don't have a stretch in which they play. I don't think it's until June where the Rangers have a stretch where they play almost 2 weeks without an off day. And teams at times can play 19 in a row. There are more off days here built in. And so, if during that stretch you want to call up, say, Sam Huff as a third catcher, as an insurance policy here just to make sure you're not overusing Mitch Garver, you're not wearing down Jonah Heim, that's fine. But if it's just for those stretches, there probably wouldn't be a need to make a 40-man roster spot for Sandy Leone. Now, maybe you keep Sandy Leone in the organization, you keep him in AAA, have him ready to go. The flip side of that is, well, yeah, but we just want to be careful in case we need to make some roster moves or some lineup moves. We don't want to lose the DH spot with Garver. Those are very specific situations. And let's say someone got hurt, if Jonah got hurt, or Mitch got hurt, then you can always make a roster move the next day and figure out that game how to deal with it. It's not like you're committed for 2 weeks to having the pitcher hit, right? So it would stand to reason that unless the Rangers felt like they had a 40-man roster spot to spare, it would be Heim and Garver. Now you might then ask the follow-up, well, they don't need to create a 40-man roster spot for Sam Huff. Why not just have Sam Huff? Well, you'd like to have Sam get every day at bats, and he can better do that at AAA than sitting on the bench in the big league level. The infield. You got Lowe at first, Simeon at second, Young at third, Seager at short. I think Josh Smith will be here as a utility player, whether that's infield or outfield. The Rangers might need some work in left. So the Rangers feel like they need another utility player. Maybe that's Brad Miller. Brad Miller has been getting a lot of work at first base. I think that's on accident. Yoshi Tsutsugo is finally here at camp. Is he going to have enough time to win a spot? We'll find out. But it wouldn't surprise me if it was Smith and Brad Miller. Perhaps even though both of those guys are lefties, and that would give you of that group 4 lefties with Seager, Lowe, Smith, and Brad Miller. So, maybe Brad Miller's on the outside looking in. Remember, Brad Miller and Josh Smith are kind of both utility guys for both infield and the outfield. You do need someone that can back up at first base. I don't think there's a thought that the Rangers are platooning Nathaniel Lowe or anything like that, obviously. But if they want to give him a day off, or again, maybe they're pinch running for Nathaniel Lowe at some point, or there's some circumstance in which they got to make a move. Who's going to play first? It's not Josh Smith. So it could be Brad Miller. That's something they got to consider. Who's going to be the guy who backs up at first? Mark Mathias could have been that guy, but again, designated for assignment, so it will not be.
Mark Mathias. All right, in the outfield, Adolis Garcia, Melody Tavares, and my guess is Robbie Grossman will be your starting outfield. I think the Rangers are excited about the possibility of Grossman not necessarily just being a platoon guy, but someone who could play regularly. Again, they could always make him a platoon guy, in which case, he might platoon with Brad Miller. Brad Miller's around, whatever the case might be. Bubba Thompson's the guy who's, of interest to me in this discussion. Do you feel like Bubba would benefit from playing every day in AAA? Or do you feel like Bubba would be okay platooning or being a guy who starts 2 or 3 times a week? I don't know the answer to that. My thought is it would be better for Bubba to go to AAA if you feel comfortable with your backup outfield options. Who's going to play center if Leote does not? Well, you have Adolis Garcia for that, right? So you don't necessarily need to worry about that at all. I think Bubba Thompson right now is a 50-50 call. It's not about whether his skill set would be valuable at the big league level. His speed certainly would be, but I think Bubba's got the chance to be a force offensively. But does he need more work? We'll find out. Obviously, he's a name to consider. I think some other guys. You can consider here Clint Frazier, right? If you don't have Bubba Thompson, do you have Clint Frazier? That would be an interesting one as a right-handed batter who you can use in a platoon-type situation. I don't know if Clint Frazier is someone who will get a lot of work anywhere outside of the outfield. If he could play first, that'd be great, but he's not the tallest guy, but maybe this opens up a spot for Clint Frazier. 877-881-1053, 877-881-1053. All right, so we're going to chat with Evan Carter here in a little bit. Again, he's running into some traffic. He was on the bus. Just to give you an idea of what things are like in spring training, when you play on the road, a lot of the players might drive themselves to the game. That way, they can just drive straight home. They don't have to go back to the complex. But that's typically a veteran move, right? You got to earn that, and it's usually for guys who maybe start the game and leave midway through, so they don't have to wait around. If you're a young guy, especially someone like Evan Carter, his first big league camp, you're going to probably take the bus, unless a veteran's like, "Hey, come with me, I'll drive you," something of that nature. And so Evan is on the bus on his way back to the complex, and hopefully we'll get him here before we have to wrap up. If not, we'll make sure to get Evan next week, perhaps. All right, so for the rotation, and we know the rotation if everyone's healthy, all right? We know the rotation. It's going to be in some order: DeGrom, Gray, Heaney, Eovaldi, Perez. Hopefully Nathan Eovaldi can get back on the mound soon. Remember, he was preparing for the WBC. He's ahead of schedule, so taking a handful of days off, not a big deal, but hopefully Nathan Eovaldi can be back on the mound here soon, and the Rangers can have him ready for opening day. And it's also worth noting that the Rangers open the season with 6 games in 7 days. They play on Thursday, off on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday. So they wouldn't necessarily need Nathan Eovaldi right away over the first 5 days of the season, or that could apply to any one of these 5 guys. The bullpen is the question, right? And we've talked about that, and is it going to be, first of all, who's going to close, and is it going to be Glenn Otto, maybe Cole Reagans, are those guys going to be in the bullpen? Do the Rangers want to give Ian Kennedy a crack at getting some high leverage innings? What are some of their thoughts on Jake Odorizzi? Is he going to be healthy, ready to go? We haven't seen him pitch in a game yet, dealing with some arm fatigue. A lot of questions in the bullpen. That's going to be something we're going to have to really sniff out over the next few weeks. Hey, let's pause for station identification right here on your home of the Rangers, 105.3 The Fan.
You're listening to 100,000 watts of Rangers baseball on KRLD FM, KRLD HD1 Dallas Fort Worth. We are 105.3 The Fan. Text away your thoughts to the guys right now on the truckwreck.com fan text line at 877-881-1053. This is DFW Sports Station 105.3 The Fan.
All right, thank you, Executive Decision. We're going to try to get Evan next week. We only have a couple minutes left, and I don't want to short people the conversation with Evan. We got hot stove, let's see, what's the date today? Today's the 4th, we got 1, 2. We got 3 more hot stoves the rest of the way. So we'll make sure to get Evan hopefully next week, and we can make it happen then. The Rangers are back in action tomorrow. Again, first pitch just passed. 2 o'clock in the Metroplex, 1 o'clock here locally in the West Valley. The Rangers are back at Surprise Stadium, where they will take on the Angels. Hopefully you can join Matt Hicks and me for the coverage. All right, that's going to do it for us here today. Rangers Hot Stove. Again, back next week live after the Rangers take on the Reds at Surprise Stadium. For Larry Flores back in studio, for our engineer Walt Ellis, for our broadcast partner Matt Hicks, and of course the voice of the Rangers, Eric Nadell. Jared Sandler, thanking you for being with us. Again, the Rangers fall to the White Sox today 5-4. White Sox, that's all right. They're back at it tomorrow against the Angels. We'll talk to you then. Remember the Rangers, 105.3 The Fan.
Download the Odyssey app and keep us with you.
Everything you need.
Listen to your favorite shows, get podcasts, and much more. From TTFW Sports Station, 105.3 The Fan. Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career and they talked to me about it.
It was done in just months.
I did do it online.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months with 0 experience at My Computer Career.
It worked for me and I know it can work for you.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Is it holding a full term? Listen, here is Headlock. Do you need a car? Been shopping only to be turned down because of bad credit, low credit, no credit, bankruptcy, or divorce? Guess what? Today's your lucky day, because now you can buy a car, truck, or SUV, just about any vehicle. It's true. Bad credit doesn't matter. No credit doesn't matter. Bankruptcy or divorce, it just doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, your job is your ticket to your new vehicle. We're Auto Credit Express, and we've helped thousands of people just like you. Antonio H. told us, great company, got me connected, and the day I went in, I drove off in a car I wanted. 100% worth your time. Need a car? Get started now and drive off as early as today. Just text APPLY NOW to 88909 right now to get started. That's APPLY NOW to 88909. Auto financing the easy way. Text APPLY NOW to 88909.
Your home of Rangers baseball is 105.3 The Fan, KRLD FM, KRLD HD1 Dallas Fort Worth.
CBS. My name is Bart Winkler. Great to be with you this evening. Had an interesting call from Rich from Chicago. I wanted to talk some Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. That was the report from Adam Schefter over the weekend that he's hearing. We got a lot of people hearing in the walls of the combines. The Rangers haven't seen their Jets or retirement. And I am a Packer fan, and I can tell you trained myself to the point now where, as a Packer fan, hearing that report does not do anything for me. Good or bad. It elicits no emotional response out of me. I would like to see Rodgers not a Packer. I think it's time for him to move on to Jordan Love. I do. Not everyone in my fan base agrees with that at all. And it depends on how close do you think the Packers are to the Super Bowl. I don't like Jordan Love because he thinks whatever the Packers are next year to the Super Bowl, anything's possible. But I don't think the Packers are a good Aaron Rodgers season away from the Super Bowl. I think it's time to move on. And just like with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, when they moved on from Favre to Rodgers, they weren't going to win a Super Bowl that year, but it was time to move on. Rodgers' first year, they go 6-10. This was 20 years ago. I don't know what kind of response in social media world Jordan Love will get if they go 6-11 or with that extra game now. But it won't be pretty. But to me, it's simple math. There's a couple of years you get for Rodgers, and I think the odds are pretty good you're not going to win a Super Bowl. Or do you take the guy that could play for you for 5, 10? Is he going to be a Hall of Famer again? Is that what Green Bay's going to do? Just keep drafting Hall of Famers, and the crossover period is terrible, but then it all works out just fine with the Super Bowl? I don't know. Probably not, but I think the Packers need to move on. Maybe the reason I've become numb to this as a Packer fan is Rodgers news is it's constant. It is constant. It does not end. Even when he goes into the dark, and there should be no news to be made. There were 4 different stories dropping that weekend about how Brian Gutekunst, the GM, wants this, Rodgers could be here, and then that died down, and he came out of the retreat, was on a podcast, and that died down, and then suddenly the Panthers might be interested, and then that died down, and now he might go to the Jets. Now that's dying down, so I'm sure something will come out in the next couple of hours where we'll find more Rodgers news, and it's just this machine that keeps eating itself, and Rodgers, contributes to it from time to time. Yeah, we'll contribute to it as media when we're bored, but people keep contributing to it all the time. So I think we're at a point where Rodgers should get traded. I think the Packers want to trade Rodgers, to answer Rich's question. I think they want to trade Rodgers, and I think they've wanted to. They've had a plan. They drafted his heir apparent 3 years ago. They've had their next quarterback for 3 years. They want to break the toy out of the box, per se. But then Rodgers won some MVPs, and maybe he still gives us a best chance, and the PR hit, and I think they're worried, well, what if he goes somewhere and then wins a Super Bowl? Then we're going to look really bad. And if all we traded for him was a first and a fourth, we traded Aaron Rodgers for a first and a fourth. I've been saying when I get the opportunity to, I think the Jets should sign Derek Carr. I don't think that, it's going to be less money. The way they were statistically last year was pretty much the same. I think the Jets then would not give up draft capital and sign Derek Carr. Now, it still would be a lot of money. Might still have to make a salary cut, a cap cut or two. I don't think the Jets should sign a quarterback. I don't think whoever's going to be available for them is going to be there for them. And I think they're pretty close to the Super Bowl. At least they've got the makings of a team that can. There's 2 ways to win Super Bowl, which I have decided. And if you go back in the last 20 years, I think the last guy that breaks this theory is Brad Johnson from the Buccaneers. Or I guess he could be included in it once you hear the two ways you win a Super Bowl. You need a quarterback, and you either draft it, so you got to hit on the draft, or you get one of these veterans in their final 2 seasons when the team they've been with forever is tired of them, or they need to move on for cap reasons or future reasons or GM reasons or whatever. Patrick Mahomes, Ben Roethlisberger, Russell Wilson, of course Tom Brady, Drew Brees. Well, he was different. He was drafted by the Rams. I did say that last night. He has some misstep. Maybe that's a little different. But for the most part, you're